This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. We are excited to have David Hall joining us here today, our Chief Clutter Clearing Officer from A Plus Clutter Clearing Services from beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. Welcome to the show today. You look exquisite as always, and so does the floral arrangement next to you. Tell us about that.
Well, thank you for welcoming us back, Jill. It's good to be here, and I just love to have live flowers in the home. Part of the feng shui flair, for sure. Anything living in the house is a very good way to be, for whether it's plants or a fish tank with live fish,
I was going to say
or a little
pets.
waterfall.
Yes.
These happen to be stargazer lilies, which I got at Trader Joe's, and they smell as beautiful as they look. Take a look close up. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful. I could smell them.
You do smell them, don't you?
Yeah.
And then this, of course, I mean, it's just so suggestive and Woody Allen-esque. We'll just leave it out on the side like that. Listen, I don't know what you want to talk about today. I do have a couple of ideas, but I'm open to suggestions if you have any questions. I'm curious to hear how your bathroom clutter clearing project's going as well, Jill.
Not going good at all.
Oh, great. I'll be right over.
I sent you a picture of it. It got a little better. I never was able to finish, and I still have not finished. And now the clutter's piling up. This is what happens all the time. I
What is
never finish the job.
what
And
is going on? Are you you caught with a phone call, grabs you away, and you go, "Thank God there was a phone call. Now I don't have to finish." Or the kids come over and start
No, it's
stepping
the
on.
kids. It's the kids
Oh,
because
good.
I live alone with the kids full time, 24/7. And then if I have a certain amount of time to do something, then it's always they're pulling at me. They need me. They're I love them, but I'm very overwhelmed with them. And when they're in school, but I'm working. So then after school,
Yeah.
then you got homework, then you got dinner, then you got sports, then you got religion. And there's never like downtime, except I found some last week. Every now and then there'll be downtime. But then now, like the problem gets worse and worse. It's like I need a few days alone without my children. That would be a beautiful gift. And I have no one to take my kids for a day or two. But
I happen to be great with kids as a second hobby. I love children. Sometimes I return them safe and sound. Sometimes they're lost for a couple of days, but eventually everybody gets back together. So I am sound worthy and credit worthy for kid watching. The other thing
oh,
about your bathroom is throw everything back in where it was. Make sure it's not all over the floor, because what happens is if you see the clutter, it constantly gnaws at you. Why aren't I able to finish this project? What's going on with me? Why can't I just throw away these old Q-tips that are all ratty and disgusting?
well, again, I
So
did, but yeah.
rather than beat yourself up about it, my point is better to hide the stuff back in the cabinets. And then when you really do have 2 hours, let's say the kids go to bed at 8:30 at night. I know it's late. You've had a full day. You're probably exhausted, ready to put your feet up and enjoy a nice glass of wine. But that's a great time to at least
I
give
wish.
yourself 15 minutes.
The problem is we go to bed together and sleep together. We
That is a
co-sleep
problem.
still. That is.
Oh,
So there, yeah.
what time is that?
We go to bed about 9.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I always say I can get back up, never get back up.
And how about in the
I
morning?
have to get up earlier. I did that one time last week and it was amazing, but I
Yeah.
only did it one time.
Well, so give yourself a second chance. You
Well,
need to
hold on,
take
hold on.
baby
And you're
steps.
right. The stuff that was on my floor, it's clean. I threw it all. I have two double sinks. I threw it all to the sink to the right that I don't use. So it feels a little better knowing that it's there. And trust me, everything was taken out of the cabinets and everything in the cabinets now are organized and fine. But all the extra crap that was on the floor is now in the sink. But you're right. I needed to, because it looks so gross, but I did so much. The floors were clean, the bleach and this and that, and the walls and the toothpaste that I found on the side of the cabinet. And everything's in that sink now. So it does look better, but my fear, the pile in the sink just rises. So
Yes.
I will
Yes.
address it, but I commend you on the work you're doing and helping people, because if you are just new to the show, having clutter and honestly, there is a mental factor to this. I'm not a doctor, not a psychologist, but there's something mental going on in your life that you're holding on to, that you're upset about. And you could be like me and say you have no time because you have kids and you're raising them alone. That's fine, which is true. But
Mhm.
also, I feel so disorganized and chaotic in my life, and it shows in my house because I don't
So
have the full family unit. I don't have this, and I'm too crazy here everywhere, and I'm always stressed out. So my inside of my house reveals my inner conscience of stressed out.
yes, yes. You're not alone. There's millions of us out there that are just burning the candle at both ends, single parents or not. We're just overwhelmed by our
Yeah,
circumstances, our
yeah.
surroundings. The state of the world is a little bit unsettled also. So we eat more, we lounge more, we try to hide from the outside world things that are going on because it's a lot of pressure, a lot of things that can upset us. So my suggestion is one, you bring me up there for a weekend. I'll either watch the kids or clear the clutter or both. Secondly, baby steps. What does that mean? It means just take 15 minutes while you're brushing your teeth and find old receipts in that second sink and throw those receipts away. Those receipts are not going to be used by your tax accountant. They're not going to be called upon by an audit. You don't really go back and look at your old receipts. Throw those little pieces of paper away. That gets you started. Then you realize, oh, these eyebrow pencils. There hasn't been a sharp point on this eyebrow pencil in 15 years. It's all dried up. Throw that thing in the garbage. One thing that people do generally that messes them up, especially in a bathroom, is that they have too small of a garbage can. So you have this little dinky garbage can that fills up with one little plastic bag liner, and then it overflows. And you're like, this job is done. I can't empty the garbage in the kitchen and then come back and do this job. It's too much. So get a bigger garbage can or get a couple of garbage bags and start tossing this stuff out. Because if it's sitting in your sink, chances are you're not grabbing it and going, ah, that's the eyeliner I was looking for. Oh, there's my lipstick that I need today for the interview. So a lot of this stuff is extra bonus
Oh,
material.
and then I
It
have a problem collecting bags. Have you met people that have a problem collecting plastic bags? I have bags upon bags upon bags, whether they're like the plastic ones from the supermarket that used to be legal in New York that aren't, because I'm like, oh my God, they're like a hot commodity, or the ones now that I buy at the store that are more sturdier. I have bags in a bag in a bag in a bag in a bag, and now I have so many bags.
Yes, yes. Well, there is psychological advances in the industry that can help you out. So why do people get called bag ladies? Because they have a lot of bags. I maybe that's under the eyeballs. I don't know if it's really bad.
True.
I do want to let you know about something. I'm just going to change the subject for a second because I don't
Sure.
want to forget. It's holiday season, but every day could be holiday season. So whether you have a birthday, an anniversary, a friend who you can't really talk about their clutter because you're afraid you're going to offend them, well, A Plus Clutter Clearing has come up with a solution. It's simply a 3-hour gift certificate of home organizing. Can you imagine? So you get this by email. You send me the Zelle money. It's a $400 value for 3 hours. You can
Wow.
buy multiples, of course, and you can give it to that person that just has everything, including a lot of clutter. So aplusclutterclearing.com is a way to reach me, or my phone number to get that gift certificate.
I
561
love it.
706 7779. Call today and get your 3-hour home organizing gift certificate just in time for the holidays, as well as any time of year. And of course, we can customize these for 6 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is that you're looking for. But it is a heck of a beautiful gift. One of the things that I do is I love nonprofits. I love charity. I love giving back to society. Down here in South Florida, especially in the winter, there's gala after gala after gala. What are these galas for? They're nonprofit fundraising Friday and Saturday night, rubber chicken events with dancing and auction items. So I donate my 3-hour gift certificate to these nonprofits, and they actually
Aw.
can sell them and use them. And it's obviously a win-win for the organization, for the person that wins the award. And for me, it's kind of a way to say, look what A Plus Clutter Clearing is doing to help society, to help these nonprofits with their goal setting. So that's my little plug on that.
Oh,
I wanted to talk about 2 rooms in the house, and it's your choice which we should talk about first.
sure.
Time always runs away with us because we have so much to discuss and cover. But I thought we'd cover the bedroom and or the garage. Your
Okay.
choice, which we go first.
Garage.
Garage.
Yeah, do
Okay,
you
good.
mind? Thank you, thank you.
It doesn't bother me at all. Every room in the house is open for grabs. So the garage is the dump zone of every home, whether it's an attached garage, a separate entity, or just a shack or a shed. A garage is a place that we dump stuff. Why? Because it's the biggest room. We don't go in it. We don't sit down to dinner in the garage, and it's just a place where things accumulate. Probably the number one asked for item to get clutter cleared is the garage. And there's usually a male-female component. It's the wife comes up and says, if my husband doesn't get all that crap out of the garage, I don't know what I'm going to do next. So I get these anxious phone calls from husbands going, Clutter 911, we can use your help. And I go over there and we start the process. So let me tell you what that process is real briefly and see if you at home can actually clear your garage yourself. So what's in a garage? There's usually a lot of shelving. Once in a while, there's a car. Generally, with clutter, there is no room for a car. But from one side to the other, there's usually shelving of some kind. And those shelves can be open. They can be cabinets. They can be refined and finished, like some people do gorgeous custom garages. But generally, there's stuff like old, what am I trying to say? There's chemicals. So there's paints. There's turpentine. There are different kinds of gardening products that are pesticides. These things should not be kept towards the house. They should be kept towards the street. Same with gasoline. You know, in Florida, there's a lot of need for generators for hurricane season. So almost every other house has a generator, and therefore they have to have gasoline. So you should have certified gas tanks and seal those up, but keep them close to the open doorway for circulation. You don't want to bring that kind of smell into the house or those fumes. So how do you clear a garage? If it's a nice day, I start out early in the morning and I start to take everything out of the garage. I start with one side or the other. It doesn't matter if it's the left side and you go clockwise or the right side and go the opposite way. It doesn't really matter. The point is you want to have a good sturdy broom and dustpan. You want to have a garbage bag and you want to have a donation bag because you're going to get rid of a lot of stuff. So you start on one corner. Almost every garage has old wood, planks and extra, extra pieces of wood and PVC pipe from the floor to the ceiling. Get rid of that stuff. You haven't used it in 5 years. Why are you going to use it next week? You can go to Home Depot and get scraps and remnants as well. So my suggestion, if you're just carrying this old wood around or these old PVC pipes for an irrigation job that may or may never happen, get rid of that stuff. You're saving it just in case, which is a title in the new chapter of my book, Clear the Clutter, Clear the Mind. So just in case, how many of you, and you're out there, how many of you have a bin or a old cardboard box filled with wires, every kind of wire, telephone wires, cable wires, RCA plugs that stereo systems haven't used in 15 years, and VCR wires, and old remotes that don't belong to anything, and old keys that don't belong to anything. These things are pretty easy to get rid of. Why? Because they don't go to anything. And you're saving them for a day that's never going to happen. Any electrician, any installer, anybody worth their salt is not going to say, hey, do you have an extra RCA plug in the garage? No, they're going to brand new stuff because they want new things to work. So while it's nice to tinker around with old tools and tinker around with old wires, my suggestion is go through them, see if anything's missing in the household. And I ask this of my clients all the time. I said, is anything not working? Like, does your computer plug in? Does your blender work? Does your hair dryer connect? All these things are connecting. So these wires are proof that they don't belong to anything that you actually need. So get rid of them. Now, you can donate them. You can donate them to science. You can make an art project out of it, but get rid of that stuff. Same with old tools. I mean, it's beautiful to have and hold on to old tools that are all rusted out that you could get botulism from and or Rust-Oleum disease. I don't know what, but these old tools haven't been used. They're there for sentimental reasons. Now, I'll make a deal with you. If you have 50 tools, pare it down to 10 tools. If you have 20 tools, pare it down to 5. So keep some if the sentimental value is there for grandpa's woodworking shop. I'm not saying get rid of every last item. I'm just saying when you have TMS, too much stuff, you got to make some decisions. Same with gardening products. So rakes and shovels and pickaxes and things of that nature, larger items, they're kind of hard to store. One solution I have in one particular client's home is they use an empty garbage can. We put the things in upside down so the poles go down and the big rake faces are up. You have to be careful because it could get top heavy and teeter over. So you don't want that to happen. The other thing is you can absolutely get wall units that are organizers that you allow to pressure sensitive, push your rakes and shovels against the wall, and you can have them wall mounted that way. I love gardening, so I can't get enough tools. I can't get enough fertilizer, different stakes to put in the ground, and different pots and things like that. It's in a garage. One of the reasons that there's so much clutter everywhere is because nothing is in its same place. So you want gardening to be in one place. You want tools to be in one place. You want all those paper towels, toilet paper, and things that you use every week to be close to the door inside the house so that you can just step out into the garage and grab a roll of paper towels or toilet paper. So that stuff is good to have close to the interior door of a garage. And then you go around, you take everything out, you look at it on the driveway, and you go, I'm not putting this back in the garage. This is, you come into conflict when it's things like old bar mitzvah posters, and they're signed by everybody. Your kid's now 38 years old, but you have this poster of everybody's autographs from when they were 13. Digitize. Take a picture of it and get rid of that old oak tag.
I had my Sweet 16 board. I did that like 5 years ago. But why did I hold on to it so long? It's
And
so
now that you're 17 and 18, it's good that you didn't hold on to it.
exactly.
So as you go through one wall, as you go through one side of the garage, sweep, 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 sweep out the dust, sweep out the dirt, sweep out all those weird things that hang on the wall, those little leprechaun things, and clean off one side at a time because it's overwhelming because we have so much stuff in that garage. Empty boxes of cardboard. This is a thing that is a pet peeve of mine. Get rid of old cardboard. Cardboard is good for transporting things, but not holding on to things. I'm not a big plastic fan, but guess what? Bins are made out of plastic. They're water resistant. They can be sealed if you have a good closed cover on top. And you can write on the side or put signs on it or notes and use bins instead of cardboard. Cardboard collapses, it attracts bugs, and it gets wet, mildewy, and it starts to leak and get funky. Plastic bins, on the other hand, with good storage tops, you can stack them. It looks beautiful, and you can move them around, especially if you have wheels on the bottom. This time of year with seasonal items, decorations that you're putting outside. It's post-Halloween around here. It's almost Thanksgiving and soon to be Christmas. Everybody has their lights. Everybody has trees. Everybody has tons of ornaments and stuff. Treat yourself. Either post-Christmas or right now, get some new bins instead of those funky old cracked ones. And for goodness sake, get rid of the cardboard so you don't have bugs running around your garage.
Love it. Love it.
So that's the short version of a garage cleanup. It takes about, for a 2-car garage, takes me anyway, between 4 to 6 hours to get a garage neat and tidy and get all that garbage out to the street. In South Florida, we have what's called bulk pickup days. So it's a good chance to get dressers,
Yeah.
right to the curb so you don't have to take it to the dump. So it's a very convenient way to do it. So you want to time out your garage decluttering with that bulk pickup day. So that's the garage. Any questions about how to get a garage looking great?
I did mine this summer and it took me about 4 days and had stuff on my driveway covered in tarps. I got in trouble from the HOA. I'm not kidding you. They thought I was having a garage sale. I'm like, no, I just have so much crap. I just need to clean it. And I've kept it out. I'm not kidding. I had a fight with my neighbor over it. He's like, I got a fine for keeping a lacrosse net outside. You had your whole garage out. I'm like, I'm just trying to tidy up and clean. So a big fight in the community, but God bless. Mine took many days. I have all the kids' toys, which I'm trying to get away and donate on Facebook Marketplace and also sell some. So I have a plethora of overflow in the garage. And if you'd come here, it would take you probably like 2 days to do my garage. It'll take me 5.
I accept the challenge.
All right, good. What else we got? What else?
It's very important for the kids to get involved with toy donations because the
Yes,
idea is they have more than the kids down the block, the kids down in another country, and people that just have less. So when they realize they're donating something they don't use, an old doll, a Lego set that's half beat up or whatever, giving it away to somebody else teaches kids really great morality about, sharing, abundance, gratitude. Be grateful that you have $50, but you don't need $150. And let's get rid of those and give them to kids that just don't have anything. So it's really nice to involve the kids in the process. I wanted to talk a few minutes about the master bedroom. Some mistakes are made in master bedrooms, and I find this happens a lot. Let's say there's a couple. And let's say there's not a couple. It doesn't matter. The master bedroom is a place of solitude and serenity and a place to sleep. It's a place to dream. It's a place to be romantic. It's a place for quiet thoughts. So, what not to have in a bedroom? Books. Number one mistake that people have in their bedroom are books. I'm not saying you can have one book on the nightstand, you can have two books, waiting around. But when you have a whole stack of books, what that does, Jill, is that tends to evoke mental activity.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, a book is a source of information, right? We learn from books. Here comes Carl the cat.
Love him. Hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl. Oh, he knows his name. He'll come around and he'll sit right on the keyboard and maybe
Oh,
disconnect us. Who knows?
totally. You know how many times my cats do that here? Uh-huh.
They love being in the center of attention right in front of you. Here comes
Yeah.
Carl. Here he comes. Carl, you want to
Hi,
clear some clutter?
cutie.
So in the bedroom, you want to get rid of all the bookcases. You do not want to have cerebral thoughts in the bedroom as much as operate from the heart. So anything that you do design-wise in the bedroom really comes out of what's heartfelt. So we want to get rid of the books. You can have them in any other room in the house. That's fine. You also want to get rid of, unless you're in Las Vegas, you really don't want mirrors facing you so that you're self-conscious, seeing yourself naked or in your pajamas in bed. It's better to be left to the imagination, whether you're single or coupled up. You really don't want to have the full body shot in a mirror. Now, you can have a mirror on a door. You can have a mirror adjacent as you walk to the bathroom. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with mirrors per se. It's just that you don't want to look at yourself all night long. It's a little disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
So get rid of the mirrors facing the bed. Get rid
So
of
I got to get rid of the mirrors on my ceiling.
if you have mirrors on the
I'm
ceiling.
joking.
Like I said, my caveat was if you're in Vegas, I mean, it's understandable. Then it's a
Yeah, in
wild
my
ride.
room too. No, 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 no. I know.
Oh my goodness. The other thing about bedrooms is it's a big question of whether you should have a television in the bedroom. A lot of us go to sleep watching TV. We watch our
Mm-hmm.
favorite shows. We learn different things on YouTube. Whatever it is, we tend to watch television in bed.
Yeah, we
I
do.
say there's nothing
Ditto.
wrong with that.
Guilty. Yep.
And realize that when you go to bed with the TV on, it's not so great for the mind unless you're watching a meditation tape, from Abraham Hicks or something, challenging you to be a better person, challenging you to be full of gratitude. So it depends what the content is. Certainly, I don't watch violent shows generally anytime, but definitely not before going to bed. So better something serene, some music, it's good. It's a good idea to have the television enclosed in some kind of cabinet so you don't have to see it all the time. It's putting out electromagnetic fields as well as your smartphone. That's the other thing. The smartphone is usually put on the bedside and it's usually plugged in, so it's emitting a lot of electromagnetic fields and things that are not good for the brain. I guess I'm willing to keep it there because I don't care where my brain's going to go in the next 50 years. But if you have a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, teenagers, and their whole lives they have this phone 3 feet from their head, studies show that's not going to be a good outcome. So it's better, if you can, to get the phone a little bit further away from you. And it also keeps you from sneaking up in the middle of the night. You wake up and you go, I wonder who's on social media right now. You really don't want to have that habit going on. So get rid of the electronics in the bedroom, get rid of books. What else? That's it. As long as the bedroom has serenity, it has shades so that you don't have bright light. Some people are morning people like myself. I get up at 5 a.m. My my bestie, my bride, she does not get up that early. So we have those blackout curtains so it's pitch dark. Same at night, if you're taking a nap and you want to just have nice drapes to close and block out the sun, that's a worthwhile endeavor. Bedrooms, the biggest, funnest area to look in a bedroom is in a nightstand. Why? It's the place that you go to for that stuff you need all the time, whether it's pens, pencils, and paper clips, whether it's tissues, but you find all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And we won't go into too much detail about what goes in there, but battery operated items are also found in the nightstand.
True.
I operate under HIPAA laws, so what I see, I don't say anything about.
Love it.
And what we do is we like to clear the clutter in those cabinets so that when you are fishing around for whatever it is that you want in the middle of the night, you have a chance of grabbing it the first time without turning on the light. Having nice lighting in the bedroom is also paramount to set the mood. Overhead lighting, like in Florida, every room in the house has a ceiling fan, and then there's a light in the base of that fan, and so it's not good lighting. It's distracting. It washes you out. Much better to have casual lighting from the side, so you get a mood, you get shadows, and every photographer knows that you also want lighting from the side because it creates three-dimensionality. So good lighting and something that's alive. I always see social media advertising plants that NASA uses inside the space shuttle.
Oh,
kind of makes sense. It makes sense. They did their homework. So there's snake plants, there's spider plants, there's plants that don't use a lot of light or don't need a lot of light, placed in the bedroom, help you breathe. What a concept. Who wants to breathe more? I do. So if you're suffering from asthma, if you're suffering from dust, allergies, or anything else, finding and rotating different plants in the bedroom is a great way to ease the area of the lungs and the nose and breathing, and it makes itchy eyes go away as well. And as you can see, I love plants like the starburst lily right on top of me.
Beautiful.
So that's kind of bedroom in a nutshell. And then the other thing is not to have laundry all over the bed. We've gone over this in previous podcasts. You dump the laundry on the bed, you want to fold it, and all of a sudden something else happens, and now you have laundry in the bed at night. Not so great. So it's a matter of taking care of the laundry needs earlier in the day than nighttime. And do you have the kids sleep in the bed with you, or you sleep in their room, or how's that work?
But in my room, but the past week and a half, they've slept in we're sleeping in their room, all of us, because they got bunk beds, but also because my Halloween stuff from downstairs has finally made it into my bedroom, and there's no room in my bedroom for me to sleep in my bed. I'm not kidding. These are the things that David is just so relatable, on the same page, everyone. Like, he is just, he gets he's just amazing energy. You need his help. I need his help. We all do. But seriously, I can't believe how everything you say is so meaningful and impactful and insightful to me, because it so resonates. You really know what you're doing, dealing with people like me, and I know you could help. And you're awesome. This has been great.
It's sweet to say so. Next time I'm in New York, I'll give you a call a little ahead of time. We'll see if we can get together and clear your clutter to clear your mind.
Perfect. Thank you so much. One more time, tell us about the website. And don't forget your holiday gift certificates. How do we get you?
Okay, so A+ Clutter Clearing, A+clutterclearing.com, and you can get your 3-hour organizing gift certificate just in time for the holidays.
Yay! Thank you so much, sweetheart. Can't wait to chat again. We'll say till next time. Bye, David.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.